I've never really made storytime videos on this channel, so I figured I'd give it a shot with this one story that happened last year. So last summer in 2017 in July, I was chilling at my dad's apartment in Washington D.C. and and really nothing was going on. I would take a bike trip every now and then to some of the stores there because DC is a huge city, so I might as well use that opportunity. So, anyways, one night my YouTube buddy James the Hikage fanboy calls me up. We're busy. We're talking about video games and stuff, and then this was like I think I'd estimate around 8 o'clock or maybe around 9. I think it was 9 o'clock because the mall that was across the street from my dad's house, it was closed up. So, anyways, I get hungry at that time. I was like, "Yo, dude, I've got to get something to eat." So we're throwing around suggestions, and I make the decision to go to McDonald's. Now, the thing is that I already knew that it has a McDonald's. The thing is that it closes at around 9 or 10, I forgot. So one, so I was stuck with another option. I had to go into the suburban neighborhood, which is like right. I think it's like right across. Yeah, it's like you have to take an intersection to get there. And by the way, and keep in mind, James was on the phone while this was happening too. So, anyways, I go and get my book bag, so I can carry the food and everything. Go and get my book bag, and I set out to the suburban neighborhood, which was River Road. So anyways, I'm on River Road. I get to McDonald's, and on my way there, things are just taking a turn for the worst. We're first off, James and I were just yelling at each other over video games, and then what happened was I was crossing the street and I didn't see it, but a car was coming down the street faster than I thought, and the dude slammed the brakes. Like you could hear the wheels screech along the pavement, and I actually like booked it right across the street because I really did not want to. I really did not want to deal with this guy, and it was my fault for jaywalking like in the dark at nighttime. I was stupid. Okay, it was a dumb decision. I will admit that. So anyway, I get to McDonald's, and this had to be around 10 o'clock when this was happening because what happened was as soon as I got there, the doors were closed. The lights were still on, but the doors were closed. Like you couldn't get in them. The doors were locked. But I the funny thing is, anyone from the outside looking in at that McDonald's would have thought the McDonald's was open in the first place because I saw a group of 4 teenagers in the McDonald's eating. They're laughing and having a good time. So it was fair to assume that that particular McDonald's was open. So so anyways, what happened was this is where the story gets kind of ridiculous. What happened was I decided that I wasn't going to go to the Chinese restaurant that was like down the street from my dad's house, and because some of the food was way too expensive. Now, not only that, but all the other stores I could think of on Dad Street were closed. So I either had to go hungry that night or settle for some. Well, I did have some ramen noodles there too. It was either settle for some ramen noodles or just I don't know, continue searching down in the city for whatever place still sells food at 10 o'clock. So, anyways, I come up with a pretty dumb idea. Oh yeah, by the way, what happened was that a lady she came to the door and she told me that the McDonald's was closed down and you had to go to the drive-through. Now the thing, so what happens is I get the idea to walk through the drive-through, and now here's where things get really crazy. First off, I had to make my order. I had to make my order at the little speaker, and for some reason, the lady she wasn't hearing me like normal. Like you can hear most people. You can hear most people when you're at a drive-through pretty normally when you're at your car. But for some reason, I was like standing right next to the speaker at the drive-through. She couldn't hear me at all. She could. She couldn't. So then, what happened was after she finally hears me, I forgot what I got. I think it was a bacon McDouble or something. I got two of them. Yeah, I got two bacon McDoubles. So I got two bacon McDoubles, and then oh god. So then I had to freaking walk up the drive-through, and what made it even more embarrassing was the fact that two other people had pulled up behind me as I was making my order. So this was just really embarrassing. And I couldn't explain to these people what I was doing walking in the middle of a McDonald's walk. I mean, not walk through, walking in the middle of a McDonald's drive-through. trying to order cheeseburgers. Now, with what money I had left, too, I had like, I'd say $10 left in my bank account on my debit card. I think so. So, anyways, I had to walk through the drive-through. The lady, I paid her, got my McDonald's, and then apparently I didn't learn. Sorry about that. Apparently I didn't learn from my mistake when I was crossing the street because I decided to, because I make the dumb decision to jaywalk again, only to almost get hit by yet another car. The dude slammed his brakes. You could hear the screeching. Not only that, but the dude also pulls down his window and yells at me too. And to be fair, he has every right to yell at me. After all, I did just jaywalk, and I almost got myself killed. He slammed his brakes, so he had every right to be angry at me. So then I get home, and James is just laughing at me, reveling in how I had to walk through a McDonald's drive-through just to pick up an order, out of sheer desperation, with $10 in my bank account. So yeah, this little story of mine, it wasn't like the best or more, it wasn't like the craziest story I could think of or out of my head, but still, it's memorable because the reason why it's memorable is because James and I, every time he and I are like talking to each other on Google Hangouts, and I'm going out to get something to eat, he always jokes at me about how I'm about to go and get killed for some particular food, or about how I'm about to get killed for cheeseburgers and stuff. So it's sort of a memorable thing amongst friends, a more memorable kind of inside joke amongst friends that we like to share. So I decided to share it with you guys. So let me know if you want to hear more story time videos from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.